James Hurley here. Just wanted to do a quick commentary. I'm out and about in a beautiful area that I live near on a Sunday, and I just want to make a quick video just about where we are as a human race and where my purpose has led me in knowing where we're going to go. And I don't know how many of you out there are philosophy buffs, or if you're religious or not. I happen to believe in God, or one source, as some call it. I'm not a Christian, although Jesus was I shouldn't say was, is my favorite philosopher. Actually, him and Aristotle have a tie for me. And that's because everybody seems to have been on the same wavelength when it comes to things like this. And I guess I want to just make a quick video and a note on the exact nature of business now in this world and the internet, and kind of how things have been for the last 100 years and even the last couple thousand years as far as power goes. So some of you out there will know certain books that you've read in your business and in your life. One's called The 48 Laws of Power. Other one is called The 50th Law. There's an even older book that all that's based on called The Prince by Machiavelli. Some of you know the name Machiavelli just from listening to Tupac. Machiavelli was a philosopher that delved into basically the principles of justice being based on power, and that although virtuous meaning by good people was all well and good and meant to fix things, it was truly whoever had the power or could manipulate even the virtue that had the power. Now, that is the overwhelming mindset that's been controlling our society and our world easily for the last couple thousand years, if not longer. One of the arguments since Socrates, or I would say we could skip forward from Socrates and Plato to Aristotle, is that justice is actually not based on power. That's what the rulers would have us think. But justice is literally based on virtue, and virtue being the ultimate formation of good and love in the world. And I firmly believe that that is where we're headed. That's exactly where the world is going, is into a shift of justice being based on virtue, which justice is a hard word because we have some negative and some positive connotations to that. But when I say justice based on virtue, and the way the world seems to be shifting is people are starting to inherently want to do the right thing. Not just because they think they should, but because they inherently inside know they should. And that is where this biggest shift is coming from. And the understanding should be that justice based on virtue is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than justice based on power. This is the reason we're seeing the rejection of a lot of world leaders and a lot of wars that are going on, everything else, is because people internally and their connection to one another are actually realizing that that is not the right thing to do. And frankly, people are fed up, and you can see that all around the world. That's why the internet is such a powerful tool in this fight. So if I had anything to really suggest as far as any studying or reading that you should do, if you really want to expand your mind beyond like reading books on how to sell or make millions. I mean, obviously you should read books like Think and Grow Rich and Psycho-Cybernetics and Rich Dad Poor Dad, all that good stuff if you're in business. But as far as life, a bigger foundation for that would be to get a really good balance on some really core philosophy. And I'm going to suggest one side and the other, kind of a Zen approach, a balanced approach, a yin-yang sort of effect. And obviously some of you that know philosophy already are going to probably be like, well, you're skipping a whole bunch of shit. But That's not what my intention is. My intention is to kind of look at both sides as it weighs out and what we're really literally dealing with at a core level in our society. And so I would suggest that if you're going to pick up some philosophy books or anything based on ethics or something that leads you to a greater foundation of how you're actually feeling during this time, I would go ahead and read Aristotle's, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, it's Nicomachean Ethics. Just look up Aristotle's Ethics and you'll find the book. And then also on the flip side, you might want to read The Prince, or just read over the 48 Laws of Power, or the 50th Law by Robert Greene, which is a great book for business as well. Just those books can be used for supreme good in some ways, but there's a lot of laws in there that also can be used for evil. Once you read those books, you'll understand why wars are fought the way they are and why politicians act the way they do, and even maybe religious leaders. And then beyond that, those are basically the two face-off sort of points. But if you want to get into the more spiritual realm, I would highly recommend obviously the Bible, the New Testament, any of the speaking and teachings of Jesus. If you want to boil it down, rather than pick up the entire Bible, go out to your local bookstore and find the Thomas Jefferson Bible. Thomas Jefferson, of course, one of the founders of America, he condensed Jesus' teachings to all of his parables. And he did cut out the crucifixion, and he cut out all of the miracles. He just based it on the philosophies and lessons that Jesus was teaching. So the book is called The Jefferson Bible, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. You can usually find it at a bookstore for like $10. Read it, is awesome. And then if you want to even know more, I would get some audio or look at some lectures on St. Thomas Aquinas, who was a Catholic philosopher, although even though he was a theologian, he actually was the first and only philosopher, as far as I know, to prove the existence of God or one source or higher power without the use of theology. He only uses logic and reason, if you can believe that. So look that up. And I think those things, for me at least, led me to a way more solid foundation in how I feel about the world and what has led me to where I'm at today, and even what led me into Empower Network. So, yeah. And I gotta say one more thing. My purpose here on earth is to help other people remember who they are and where their fire is inside, and that they still have the ability to create a new and better world than we've ever had, and that there's myself and others, like people in the Empower Network, that believe in you and believe you can change. And I'm going to end this video with a warning. And that warning is this. To all of you business people, and people who run things out there, and people who think they're ballin', and people who think, they run the world by their ego and by the power of their will. If you are one of those people that is a devout follower of only Machiavelli, we're moving into a new age. And just know that if you do not find a Zen balance and learn to understand the shift we're going through, then you are going to fall by the divine sword of angels. Because we're about to come around and fix this world for good. Just want you to know I love you all, and I'll talk to you on more videos soon. Obviously, if you're not on my mailing list, click below, get on my mailing list for Empower, or just join now. It's $25 and it's a 100% commission model. So you sell one blog and then you make money off it forever. And it's residual income. So talk to me about it, message me, you know the drill. Peace out.